There is a lie that comforts us, a biological fairy tale we tell ourselves to sleep at night. We believe that our bodies are singular, that this skin contains only one consciousness, one history, one self. We look in the mirror and we see a unified being. But medicine knows the truth. Surgeons know, pathologists know. They just do not talk about it at dinner parties. In the deepest archives of the Vanguard Institute Medical Wing, there are shelves filled with jars. Inside these jars are things removed from human bodies, things that should not exist. They call them teratomas, from the Greek word teratos, meaning monster. The official textbook definition is a germ cell tumor, a clump of confused cells that try to grow into different tissues. Doctors will tell you it is just a biological mistake, a glitch in development. They are lying to protect you from the horror of what it actually is. Because a teratoma is not just a lump of flesh. When they cut them open, they find hair, long braided strands of human hair growing inside a spleen. They find teeth, fully formed molars, rooted in a jawbone that is growing inside a woman's ovary. Sometimes they find fingers, tiny malformed fingernails scratching the inside of a lung. And sometimes, God help them, they find eyes. If your body is just a machine made of meat, why is it trying to build another person inside you? Those teeth were meant to chew. That hair was meant to grow. That eye was meant to see. You are not a singular being. You are a crowded vessel. And the thing growing in the dark of your abdomen is not a disease. It is a passenger. Let me read you the file of patient 77B, Elisa G., November 1998. She came to St. Mary's Hospital complaining of severe abdominal pressure. She was 24 years old, healthy, not pregnant. The ultrasound showed a mass on her right ovary the size of a grapefruit. Routine surgery, a simple cyst removal. Dr. Vance was the lead surgeon. His post-operative notes were sealed for 20 years. I have broken that seal. Here is the log. Incision made at 0400 hours. The mass was vascular, pulsing with its own blood supply. Upon extraction, the mass was placed in a steel basin. As I began the dissection to biopsy the tissue, the attending nurse, Sarah Jenkins, vomited and left the room. Embedded within the fibrous tissue of the tumor was a perfectly formed human eye, blue iris, dilated pupil. It was not dead tissue. When the surgical lamp hit the eye, the pupil constricted. It reacted to light. It was seeing us. Elisa survived the surgery. They told her it was a benign growth. They never mentioned the eye. But in the weeks that followed, Elisa began to have nightmares. She told her therapist she was trapped in a small, red room. It was warm and wet. And suddenly the ceiling opened up and a blinding white light, like the sun but colder, stared down at her. Elisa wasn't dreaming, she was remembering. She was accessing the visual memory of the thing they cut out of her. The connection between host and passenger had been severed physically, but not digitally. How is this possible? To understand this, you must stop thinking biology and start thinking data. Look at your own genome, the blueprint of you. Scientists will tell you that 98% of your DNA is useless. They call it junk DNA, non-coding regions that do nothing, billions of repeating sequences, miles of genetic gibberish. Do you really believe evolution, an engine of perfect efficiency, would carry 98% dead would wait for millions of years. There is no junk in the mirror world. That 98% is not garbage. It is storage. It is a compressed archive, a biological zip file. Think about the simulation theory. If this world has run for thousands of cycles, where does the data of the previous inhabitants go when they die? It does not get deleted. It gets compressed and stored in the only hard drive available, the living bodies of the current generation. You are walking around with the compressed files of 1,000 dead people woven into your chromosomes. A teratoma, the thing that grew inside Elisa, is what happens when the system glitches. It is a corrupted unzipping process. The body mistakenly tries to restore an old file. It reads the archived DNA of someone who lived 2 cycles ago and tries to build them again. But there is no room. The canvas is already full. So you get a frantic, chaotic attempt at life. A jawbone here, an eye there, hair growing inward. It is not cancer. It is a resurrection gone wrong. If you think this is pure theory, speak to the people who have received organ transplants. The phenomenon is called cellular memory. Mainstream science calls it anecdotal. We call it evidence. The file of Claire Sylvia, 1988, heart and lung transplant recipient. Before the surgery, she hated beer and loved classical music. When she woke up with a stranger's heart in her chest, the first thing she craved was a cold beer and chicken wings. She started having dreams of dying in a motorcycle accident. She later found out her donor was a young man named Tim, a biker who died with chicken wings in his stomach. If a single organ, just a pump made of muscle, can carry the preferences, the tastes, and the final memories of a dead man, imagine what terabytes of junk DNA are doing to your mind right now. Where do your irrational fears come from? Why are you afraid of deep water if you have never almost drowned? Maybe you haven't, but a file stored in chromosome 11 did. What is déjà vu? A glitch in the matrix? Or is it just your brain accidentally accessing a video clip from a previous tenant of your body? We are not individuals. We are haunted houses, and the ghosts are written into the walls. The most terrifying realization is not that they are inside us, it is that they might be awake. Dr. Vance noted that the eye inside Elisa constricted when the light hit it. That requires a neural pathway. It requires processing. It means that for months, as Elisa went about her day, something inside her dark abdomen was sitting there with its eye open, waiting, feeling the vibrations of her voice, sharing her blood. We assume we are the primary user of this biological suit. But what if we are just the current caretakers? What if the purpose of humanity is simply to be a living data server for the simulation's history? We eat, we breathe, we keep the body warm, so the archives do not corrupt. Sometimes the pressure builds up. The archive gets too full, and something tries to claw its way out. We cut them out, we poison them with chemotherapy, we burn them with radiation, we call it healing. The system calls it data suppression. Now, do something for me. Take your hand, place it on your stomach or the back of your neck. Press down gently. Do you feel anything? A small, hard nodule under the skin? A persistent ache that doctors dismiss as stress? A patch of hair growing where it shouldn't? Do not ignore it. Do not assume it is just you. It might be the archive trying to open. It might be a tooth waiting to chew. An eye waiting to see. You are crowded. and sooner or later the other passengers are going to want to drive. End of file 77B Mirror World Archive.